What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 3. Now, y'all was coming for me in the comments last week because I got it wrong. It's season 14, episode 3. Okay? Anyway. So, listen, y'all. We start this episode off. We have Kenya getting ready for Miss Brooklyn's birthday party. She is turning 3, and she is having a tea party for her. Now, listen. I ain't about to go down the road and get into the obvious, which is Kenya is the wedding planner. Kenya told the lady what she want, and the lady said, well, we can get you this for somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000. Now, I ain't about to sit here and talk about how ridiculous that is that she going to spend $10,000 to $15,000 on the 3-year-old's birthday party. Because you know what? Do what you do, baby. Do what you do. But she sat there and had a whole conversation with this woman about the father and how she going through a divorce and how she don't really expect nothing from him. Listen, you said all that to say basically all this money, all of this is going to be coming out of my pocket. So if you can cut some corners, please do. We need this party to be closer to 10 than be closer to 15. How about we need this party to be closer to 5 than we need it to be 10? I mean, damn. And then Kenya going to say this is going to be a party that she going to remember for the rest of her life. No, she not. She 3. I promise you she's not going to remember this party the rest of her life. You're going to be telling her about this party the rest of your life. You're going to be showing her pictures of this party the rest of her life. But I promise you, she's not going to remember this party for the rest of her life. She 3. Moving on. Now, somebody in the comments going to say, I remember my birthday when I turned 3. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so then we have She by Sheree working out with Miss Marlo. Now, actually, neither one of them was doing a whole lot of working out, but we do know that Sheree takes her workout regimen very seriously. So there was more working out on the side of Sheree than it was on Marlo. Marlo was just there to gossip and film her scene, honey. She said, I just came to be cute and film my scene and go home. Okay. Now, the trainer used to be Marlo's trainer. I said, damn, does everybody just know everybody down to the Atlanta? I mean, everybody just know everybody down to the Atlanta. So basically they just talked about the party, the event, what Kenya said about the event, what shady comments that were made. And then of course, Marlo tells, Sheree the comments that about the Anthony assistant situation. And of course, Sheree is like, why is Candy telling everybody but me? Like, me and Candy, you know, I ain't gonna say we best friends, but out of all the girls on this, she know me better than anybody else on this show. Why she ain't call me? Why is she telling everybody except for me? I understand that concept, and I think Sheree has a point, actually. Candy is doing what Candy needs to do, okay? Candy is carrying the bone. Candy is keeping the narrative moving. Now, let me say this. I know I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I got to get this out before I forget to say it. This whole Anthony situation is very perplexing to me. So, Anthony is Drew's assistant. Anthony allegedly was Sheree's assistant. Now, Sheree keeps saying that Anthony was never her assistant. Anthony is saying that Sheree didn't pay him, that he was her assistant. But what I find very curious, Miss Sheree, is you keep saying Anthony wants your assistant, but Anthony sure told you said Anthony told you all of Drew's business, and Anthony was repeating all of Drew's business to you. So my question to you is this: if he wants your assistant, why the hell was y'all talking and he telling you his business, her business? Because with y'all friends? Y'all hang out? Y'all buddies? Y'all cool? Because there's no other reason why that man is hanging out with you, telling you other people's business. Either he worked for you or he your friend. It's one of the two. And you keep saying he didn't work for you, yet now you saying you got all this tea on Drew. Which, let's be clear, I believe you got tea on Drew because I believe that man was working for you, and I believe you didn't pay him. But let's be clear, y'all. Saying that Sheree didn't pay somebody is the easy read. Sheree don't pay no damn body, okay? She got unpaid receipts all through Atlanta. That is a lazy storyline, Drew. That's a lazy storyline. You think anybody on this show believe that Sheree didn't pay that man? We all know Sheree didn't pay him. Sheree don't pay nobody. Anyway, so then we have Candy and Todd, and they're going over Candy's schedule. Candy got this going on, that going on. Come to find out, she invited the ladies to come to New York to see the play. So that's gonna be their little mini trip. You know, they always have a mini trip, and then they have a big trip. So the mini, this one of the, I think they're gonna have 3 trips this season because they're gonna go to New York, and I think they had like a little trip, a cabin in the woods type situation, and then they going to Jamaica. So okay, y'all. So they're going to New York on next week's episode. So her and Todd have a conversation, and we come to find out that they got some projects going on that she's doing outside of Todd, and Todd is doing outside of her. Now, I understand the point Todd was making in this whole situation. Candy said, you know, when they first got married, they did everything together. And now, you know, they're kind of doing their own thing, and she thinks that Todd feels a little left out. She said, but Todd was doing a project without her, and she felt some kind of way about it. Now, to hear Todd tell the story, I understand exactly what Todd is saying. Todd said, listen, me and you do a lot of things together, and I don't get any credit because you're the name, and it's always Candy Burrs, Candy Burrs, Candy Burrs. And I get that. He's like, I don't complain about it, and I'm okay with that. He said, I just wanted something that was mine. I just wanted something that I would get the credit for. Now, let me say this, Todd. I think you have a valid point to a certain extent, but I'm going to also say this. I feel like you do get credit for certain things. Now, you might not get credit for everything. I don't know all the brainstorming that goes on in y'all household, but you got credit for the restaurants. They are clear that that was Todd. OLG was Todd's idea, right? Blaze was Todd's idea. Before the panorama, y'all was trying to open up a Mexican restaurant. Like, you get credit for all of that, Todd. 2, you get credit for Encore. You and Carlos King shopped that show. I mean, unfortunately, you and Carlos King relationship ain't where it was when y'all shopped the show. But your name is on there. You an EP. It got picked up for a 2nd season. You got credit for Hollywood. It wasn't Hollywood Divas, but the Hollywood Diva like show that had Countess Vaughn on there, and Brooks, my girl, and y'all know who I'm talking about. All them people was on it. You get credit for stuff, Todd. So let's not act like you don't get no credit. But I understand your point, and I think your point is valid. Candy, I don't think gets it. I think Candy was like, well, you was trying to leave me out the loop, girl. Listen to what your man's saying. Just. Anyway, so Drew and Anthony are down to the store buying some gifts for Brooklyn's birthday party. She at the little toy store, and she said, you know, it's been a minute. You know, I never would have thought that me and Kenya would be in this place where I would get invited to her daughter's birthday party, but we taking it slow. But I'm happy to be invited, and I want to really get her something nice. Child, she just spent $200 on that girl gift. I mean, I know y'all rich people, and y'all do rich people, well, y'all nouveau riche. And y'all do rich people things. That's a lot of money to spend on somebody that 2 months ago you wasn't even speaking to. But okay, girl, do you? She might have got a doll. And I don't even know if it would have been an American Girl doll. I mean, it might have been like a, I don't know, teddy bear doll. I don't know what it would have been, but it wouldn't have been $200. Neither here nor there. So she starts talking to Anthony about how Sheree was kind of acting funny towards her at the event, when Sheree was like, now this lets you know how ditzy Drew ass is. She's telling Anthony that when she met Sheree at Marlo's event, Sheree was like, oh yeah, I've heard some things about y'all. Oh yeah, I've heard some things about y'all, and kind of gave her the little smirk. And she tells Anthony, and of course Anthony turns it around into something else. Dummy, what she was trying to low-key let you know was, okay, Anthony been telling you my business, well baby, he been telling me your business too. That is what that was. Okay, that was the low-key, you think you know me, well baby, I know you too. Girl, you so dumb. Anyway, she gets a phone call from Sonya. Sonya done been in a really bad car accident down on the highway. A semi-truck done hit her, dragged the truck down the highway. First of all, thank God y'all are okay. All right, thank God the baby wasn't with you, and thank God you were okay. Car can be replaced. But I definitely understand how upset she was. Her husband was out of town. Come to find out, her husband was down in Texas because they have a concierge car service down in Texas, and he had to go down there and check on some things because, you know, after the panorama, they lost a lot of drivers. And he had to kind of, he said, listen, I had to roll up my sleeves and I had to put in some elbow grease. It was like old times. Like I had to, you know, I had to wax up some cars and get some stuff in order. And look, when you an entrepreneur, those kinds of things you have to do sometimes. So shouts out to y'all. If y'all down in Texas, y'all look up Ross chauffeurs, and y'all going prom season and everything else. Y'all going to get it together. Anyway, it's the day of the party. Now let me say something to y'all. The shenanigans that ensued at this party, it was a lot. First of all, Monyetta Shaw, I don't think that's her last name anymore because she has remarried. Neo's ex-girlfriend, I don't think they were ever married. Neo's ex, she was there with her churn. Somebody else came through. And Kenya actually, it looked like Kenya, it was like a real party where Kenya invited Brooklyn's like classmates and stuff like that. Because there was a lot of white people there. But listen, let me tell you something. The party was gorgeous. Look, I saw where $10,000 to $15,000 was spent. Let's be clear. The party was absolutely gorgeous. The decorations, they had the signature cocktails, they had the menus, the place settings with real china. Listen, it was worth it, okay? It just was a lot of money to spend on a 3-year-old. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is. But it definitely was worth it. Like, whoever did it, Kenya said the woman name. Girl, you're going to get a lot of business because you did that, okay? You definitely did that. But listen, why does everybody always have to be late for stuff? Why does everybody always have to be late for stuff? Everybody is late, including the people that ain't even filming on the show are late to the damn party. How you late to a kid's party? If there's any party you need to be on time for, it's a kid's party, because usually it's a tight window. Usually the kid's party ain't but 2 to 3 hours long. It's a tight window. You're going to get them in, you're going to get them out. Because listen, at a certain point, you get tired of all them damn kids running around. I'm just going to be real about the situation. You get tired. You get tired. Kids running around. Too much. And that's exactly what was going on. The kids were just running around. It was all over the place, okay? They didn't care that they had on cute outfits and they had on their tea party attire. They was running around the damn place. But finally, everybody shows up. The other thing about a kid's party, too, is sometimes you can't control kids' naps. You have to plan stuff around when most kids are going to take their nap. Because, listen, what you don't want is a kid that didn't have a nap down to the party because they're going to be cranky and they're going to be throwing shit, okay? You don't want them down there. So you got to plan the party just right. Neither here nor there. Everybody finally got there. So Kenya has these party games that she wants to play. Listen. I'm all for the adults being entertained. I'm all for entertaining the adults. And I understand we are filming a show. Let's be clear. I get it. I get all of that. But I'm going to put as much I'm going to put as much blame on Kenya as I'm going to put on the other people participating in this exercise. So Kenya had a tea party game. The first one was How Well Do You Know Brooklyn? It was cute. They asked questions about Brooklyn, and that was cute. You know, what was her first words, middle name? That is so cute. I think that was a great game. The second game was Pour a Little Tea in the Pot. So everybody had to write a little tea down on the paper, and they read it out loud. So here's the thing. I blame Kenya for playing this kind of a game because, girls to kids party. Why are we talking about tea? Why are we worried about who's spilling and who pouring and spilling tea? That's number one. Number two, I blame the participants because the shit that y'all wrote was out of bounds, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Listen, you can do a little fun shade, you can do a little fun tea. What you can talk about. I heard that you know Marlo stuffs her bra, even though because I don't know. Come up with something cute. I'm trying to think of something cute. But y'all telling stuff that is so ridiculous. So the one that Candy pulls, and it's just funny that she pulled the one that had her name on it. Candy sucks dick in the locker room. Why would anybody think that that's an appropriate thing to say at a kid's birthday party? You could say, Candy got 5 boyfriends running around Atlanta. You could say, if you want to try to say Candy is promiscuous, there's ways of saying it without using any vulgarity and make people read between the lines. But first of all, that's old tea. Candy done put her own tea out there. We know Candy a freak. We know Candy was out there. Candy was doing things when she was younger. She was living her best life. So first of all, like I said about Sheree not paying her bills, that is a weak read. Who is telling that? But you know who did that? Somebody that's trying to keep or hold a peach. That is somebody new. That reeks of somebody desperate. Now, we know it ain't Drew because Drew said something else petty. We'll get to her in a minute. But Marlo said that shit. It wasn't Sonya. Sonya too classy to say something like that. Okay? It won't Sheree. Sheree wouldn't have said no mess like that. Sheree said the same thing I just said. It wasn't Kenya. Kenya wouldn't have said no mess like that because Kenya and Candy cool for real, for real. That was somebody who is desperate to create a moment because they are desperate to keep and / hold their peach. The only other person I feel like it could have been might have been Sheree's friend down at the end of the table who put her 2 cents in later on in the episode. But other than that, that Marlo said that mess. Marlo, that's my $5 is on Marlo. And of course Candy was upset about it because Candy was like, listen, I done a lot of things, but I ain't never done that. That ain't never been done, not done. So then one of the cards said, I heard Sheree don't pay her bills. Well, we knew it was you, Drew, because you telling everybody about what Anthony done said, so we knew it came from you, ma'am. So of course that was Sheree's moment because Kenya had asked Sheree not to really address it because of course it was a party. No, I didn't mean to say nothing. Because it was a party and they wanted to keep it, wanted to keep it DL. So that ends up being a whole argument. And Sheree was like, first of all, I pay my bills. He was never my assistant. So no, I never had to pay him. So they end up going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then Sheree's friend at the end of the table says, okay, well, Anthony said that about Sheree, but Anthony told us that, told Sheree that your husband is gay. Now, Drew swears she didn't hear the first part. All she heard was that the woman said her husband was gay. So Drew ready to be bad about it, and she going off, and she cussing and getting loud. And then, finally, one of the women at the table was like, this is ridiculous. This is a kid's party. I'm taking my kid and I'm going home. Now, listen, she was real dramatic about it, and she paused in front of the camera, so she made sure she got a little camera time. But at the end of the day, Kenya had to go after her and smooth out them feathers and them wrinkles. Because I know all of y'all had to sign a fucking waiver. And all of y'all knew what was happening. All of y'all knew why the cameras was there. So all of y'all knew that it was a moment being created. Now, what's her name? Marlo was like, oh, you being dramatic. It ain't even no kids over here. When the lady sitting next to her is literally holding her kid in her lap. So, listen, it wasn't appropriate, but child, it is what it is. So then Drew was arguing, and so they were like, no, Drew, what they're trying to tell you is Anthony is telling your business whether it's fake or whether it's true or false. Anthony is telling your business the same way you claim Anthony is running around here telling Sheree business. It's the same thing. That's all we saying, girl. Oh, well, I didn't hear that part. Oh, I didn't hear that part. Because she talking about something, she going to put him on probation. They were like, probation? This man is running around town saying that your husband is gay. What probation? Oh, I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear him say that part. Girl. So she gonna be more mad, talk about some, well, she would think that, and so Sheree was like, well, Candy, I need to talk to you. Candy was like, what am I in trouble about? Candy gonna say in her confessional, I was trying to give Drew a chance to tell it. No, you wasn't trying to give Drew a chance to do nothing, because you was telling anybody who would listen. So no, if you was trying to let Drew tell it, then you wouldn't have told it. Candy, you was doing what you supposed to be doing. You was carrying your bones and creating moments. So this the end of the party, and they get to arguing again. Drew and Sheree get to arguing again, and Drew gonna say, well, I thought that Sheree would tell me. Why wouldn't Sheree tell me something like that? I mean, and I'm thinking to myself, the same reason why you didn't call Sheree and tell Sheree. She gonna say, well, somebody not paying their bill is different than saying somebody's husband is gay. But the point of the matter is, it's coming from the same person. And if you're claiming that what he said about your husband ain't true, then why can't the same be said about Sheree? Even though Sheree, I believe that man was your assistant and you ain't pay him. But that's neither here nor there. But Drew, why can't you understand that don't nobody owe you nothing, just like you didn't feel like you owe Sheree anything? Y'all not friends. Y'all don't know each other. Like, what in the world? But again, I think you're missing the whole point in all of this. The point is, this man is running around telling anybody who would listen in Atlanta what's going on in your household. So while you thought you was getting tea and you was kikiing with this man and you thought it was all good, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, is it? Because now he running around telling your business whether it's true or not. He running around town telling your business. Anyway, child, that's the episode. That's where it ends. We going to New York next week. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.